Hello there, and welcome to another podcast, Thoughts from the Void, with your host, Austin, and always co-host, Wyoming118.
Hello.
Hello. Alright. And we're just gonna run over some information. Okay. So Tokyo Ghoul. Um, Season 1, was good. It went off the books pretty well. Season 2, I've heard, completely split from the books. Completely went full on just an anime original kind of thing. Like maybe they took a little bit, but like he wasn't supposed to like join them. So they pretty much like abridged it and like did their own thing with the animation. And now in season 3, they're jumping back to the books because I guess they painted themselves into a corner, or the original author was mad or something, and now they're making them go back to the books. But I would rather them continue the path they were on, because now it's basically like, oh, hey, you want to watch Tokyo Ghoul? Well, you see, season 2 never happened. That's not canon. Yeah, that doesn't make
Welcome to new season 2.
Welcome to new season 2. We're
That's why they
redoing
call it Tokyo Ghoul. We now understand what the RE stands for.
Apparently, what did the A stand for? Abridged?
Alternative.
Yeah, probably alternative. I don't know, man. And I'm not liking, like, apparently, like, they shoved a lot of stuff into these first couple episodes, and then they went to, like, just, oh, randomly, yeah, we need to cross dress. We all need to cross dress. We all need to go to this club. And the main character is just, he's a pushover again. He doesn't have his memories, and he doesn't even care. And they made, you see, it's kind of cool because the original book, he always had a voice he was talking to in his head. It was the original Ghoul Girl where he got his organs from. And then at the end of the first season, he started talking to like the dark side of him, basically. And then that's where season 1 ended. So it never continued like that. So now it's kind of going back to that premise where he has this other version of himself. But like I like that version of himself better. I don't like who he is as a human. I like his ghoul side. And the problem is the story's not even basing off him. It's all over the place. I don't know. I don't even think I want it to be based off him though, because he's just kind of a trash character now. I don't know, man. And apparently the girl is supposed to have blue hair or something. The girl with one eye patch. I don't know, man. Wyoming, how do you feel? I'm just
Hey,
ranting.
I mean, he was starting to question his memory loss a little bit in the club scene. Just vaguely hinting towards it every now and
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
then. So he is starting to question it more.
yes, and I'm
And
sure he'll get it back.
eventually he will search for his memories. Find go the path to get to them.
Yeah, but once he gets his memory, what will it be? It won't be season 2. What will it be? Right?
Question. But did he ever know, like in the original? I didn't. So I don't. But the original season 2, canon season 2,
Yeah, the book.
go through everything that he went through where he had black fingernails.
If you want to understand this season, I've heard you need to read books 1 through 14. So apparently we got.
Because I'm a little. I never read any of the books.
Yeah,
I just watched the anime, and this season is kind of out of the blue randomness. Because for me, if his memories were to go back to what they were, that would be season 2, Tokyo Ghoul A.
Right.
So he would be awesome again.
That's the problem.
But
who are they making this
apparently that
season
might
for?
not be the problem.
Who are they making this season for? I don't understand.
For
The
the
manga
people
creators?
that want the books animated.
No, because they've already given up on the show because of season 2. And then what? Are they making it for the people that watch?
They're trying to bring them back to the anime. They're bringing back the people that read the books to the anime. They're like, we can redeem ourselves. It's okay. You can come back.
I don't know, man.
And you're now making everyone that loves the anime mad.
Yeah,
That's what's happening.
I don't like where the books is taking it, and it doesn't make any sense, and it's like it's a completely different show with a different character name. It's I don't know, man. I'm I'm kind of discrediting it. Like that's the only way I don't even know why I'm still watching it. I guess I'm still watching it because it's Tokyo Ghoul and it's still kind of like
because you love the original so much.
Well, yeah, but I gave up with Shana no Shana once it started going bad. But I mean, this one hasn't had like a big plot buster because now it's going off the manga, so I got to treat it like its own thing, I guess, like its own story. I'm trying to disconnect it from the original as much as I can.
The original anime.
Yeah.
Make that clear.
Yeah. So overall, leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Okay, let's move on. Darling and the Franxx. How did you? What have you seen so far? What did you get to? What episode?
I just finished the last episode.
Backstory episode.
Yeah, the backstory episode.
Yeah.
Which was good.
Which was good. Yeah, no, it definitely wasn't like a side story. It needed to be said that he was the original.
I was right though about the numbers. I was right.
What do you mean?
That they're standing in power level.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
And then the number nines. The nines. You get to see more of them in the next episode. The next episode's the one everyone's like pissed off about, and I watched that one. It was amazing. And actually, no, it was horrible. Never mind. It was horrible. What am I saying?
It was amazing.
No, it was horrible.
Really?
But the one immediately after the worst episode was one of the best episodes, and you learn crazy ton a lot about the world and stuff. But let's talk about the episode you saw, because I don't want to spoil you. Or maybe I do.
I mean, do we want me to just guess what's gonna happen?
Yeah. Throw your best shot out, man. Okay, well, first review what you saw in the kids, because I didn't see it that recently. I saw it like a couple days ago. Review what you saw.
Okay, well, in their kids, number 016, he obviously is the kid in the classroom that will raise his hand to ask every question imaginable, no matter how stupid they may be.
He actually cares about the world he lives in.
He cares, about the world he lives in, and all the creatures in the world, even which turns out to be 02. Which I thought that was a little crazy that they stayed away as far as they did without being tracked down. I found that a little surprising that they survived as long as they did before they got tracked down. But yeah, I mean,
snow. I don't know.
It was adorable. It was a children romance where they made a promise so long ago. But then the evil Dr. Frankenstein wiped their memories so they wouldn't remember it.
Yeah,
but then she remembered because their memory wiping technology is, I'm sure they didn't entirely understand how it would work on her. They just like, well, we're going to try it anyway. It worked on the guy, but the problem is once you link them together, memories flow over together. So
and it replaced all his lost memories.
So he got his lost memories back, and then he remembered that, which was beautiful.
Right. And that's the thing with the choking. Like people thought, like, oh, she's horrible because she choked him, but like, it was just like her like aura was like forcing itself into him, kind of thing, so he could remember. You remember?
No one likes to remember suppressed memories.
Yeah. Right.
Even if they were forcefully suppressed. It's like when you lose your memory in real life and you get your memories back, because I knew someone that lost their memory twice. So when you get your memories back, it is a very painful experience.
Yeah, accepting all
It was
that.
described to me as someone taking a dagger and stabbing you in the head with it. That's how it was described to me. So, like, I do not imagine it being a pleasant thing. I think the
No.
choking was probably the
Best metaphor.
best metaphor, the most friendly they could do. Because it's like you're choking them. Why don't you remember?
Right.
That's probably the best metaphor you could do for that. There's far worse ones you can do.
Yeah, and the thing is, it leaves a physical scar too, which is cool that you see later.
Yeah.
And then yeah, whatever. Like she's getting all these tests done. She has like super regenerative powers. She's like their greatest.
Torture.
Yeah, she's like
Dr. Frankenstein's having fun with his experiment.
Right. She's like their
That's
greatest.
what's happening.
So far, like
invention or find.
That's the thing. We don't.
It's.
I think
the gray area.
All the kids are being manufactured, and maybe she was like original. I don't know. I'm not sure, but well, I'm sure I'll answer later. So yeah, basically she had all these experiments, and she had one person that like was kind to her and gave her picture books, and she couldn't even read. And then
she couldn't remember. That's the one thing that was interesting. She couldn't remember what the original person that was nice to her was like.
I mean, that's probably partially due to the memory wiping technology and stuff, but like, also she was very young when she got the picture book. I think more time went by than we realized, maybe like a year or so. And she didn't really look up much. She was just like an animal chained to the wall, which is horrible. So then he sees her being tortured. He feels bad. He goes back, busts her out. They escape, and then she gets a hurt knee, and his immediate reaction is lick the wound.
Well, I mean, the kid doesn't know any better. All he knows is what he's read from books.
Right.
And animals to help wounds heal quicker, like dogs and wolves and all those animals.
That is true.
Lick the wounds.
I believe that's true.
To heal stuff faster. So that's all he knows is what he's read, because obviously we've seen the adults don't answer any of his questions.
No, nothing.
So everything he's learned, he's had to learn from books.
Yeah.
Which I'm surprised they even let him have books to read.
There must be restrictions on the books and stuff. Something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then that's how he gets more yellow blood cells in his system, and that's why I think he can link with her better, because he literally had her blood in his system.
Yeah. He's absorbed her DNA.
Yeah. And that's probably what started the tumor, but then it only got worse. And then he got over it.
Probably the only reason that he survived it, too.
Yeah. And that's why he went through the metamorphosis instead of, like, dying, I guess. By, like, puking blood and stuff. Yeah. So then after that, that's the end of that episode, I think. They just get their memory wiped, and he remembers, and he tells her, I remember.
Goes back to the cockpit where they got tackled, and he remembered until.
Yes.
And then they'll have a moment.
No, they won't have a moment.
They won't have a moment. Is that what everyone hates in the next one?
I hate the next episode. Oh, dude, I am so glad I watched it knowing there was an episode after that, because I immediately had to watch the next episode after that, because to get the taste out of my mouth, man, you're gonna be pissed. Especially since you're not gonna watch it subbed, right? So you're gonna see it next week, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, look at this nice episode. There, hunky dory." All right, man. Let me know. What do you think's gonna happen?
Well, from what you just said, it's. I'm trying to think of different scenarios that. If they don't have a. Well, her personality-wise, is very anti-connective, because he's been told her many times to just tell him, and then she never tells him anything.
Yeah.
So she's very anti that. So I mean, if you take that into account, then you could probably see how she would just because she was in rampage mode where she was controlling the entire Franxx.
Yeah, which I like when it does that, because then it's more like a Zoid. And I'm like, yeah, that's how it should be piloted. Let's do it.
Yeah. Well, she may continue on that, or she may just stop.
You'll see. Yeah, you think she's gonna
Just stop continuing with that, and then just
wait?
stop.
What is she fighting though? The battle's over.
She's fighting.
The battle's over.
Really, she's fighting herself more than
fighting
anything.
herself. But like that fight
More than anything.
that he gets the memories back at, like the next episode picks up, and the battle's over, and they're ripping her out of the cockpit, basically. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was his friends that were trying to subdue her.
Yeah.
Stop her.
Yeah.
So she was fighting.
And then what do you think happens? Now that
I'm sure someone dies.
So you think someone dies?
Someone's gonna die.
No.
Someone dies from that.
Who would die? Who's dying? The main character? No.
Well, at the very end of the episode that I watched, there was a limb of something, one of the Franxx, that flew off.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
So
the sniper girl?
If I can't...
That's the sniper girl?
I'd have to relook at it. There was such a brief, screenshot flip that it was only a couple frames, but it showed an arm flying off. So, someone dies. That's bound. Arm? I don't think it was a real arm. I think it was one of the Franxx arms. But, I mean, if she continued for a little while after that they don't show, I'm sure she could have killed somebody. Okay. If she didn't stop her rampage.
I won't ruin it for you. You're gonna have to figure it out and be mad like the rest of us.
I'm close though.
No, you're not. You're not even close.
Not even close.
Okay. Nowhere near. Okay. Now, the episode. Okay, the anime. Type it in. Get your mouse ready. Get your mouse ready. Now, make sure you haven't seen this. Get out whatever list you need to get out, and make sure you haven't seen this.
The name, and then I'll know.
I want you to watch Akame ga Kill. Akame ga Kill.
Akame.
Ga Kill.
Kill.
Akame ga Kill. It's a group of assassins in a revolutionary army to overthrow the prime minister, who's like this evil tyrant. And they all have these special number weapon. Where is it? I forget what they're called. But they all have. They're a group called Night Raid, and basically they're trying to overthrow this corrupt government. And it's kind of in the same setting as Full Metal Alchemist, that kind of world where there's like an evil government. It's 24 episodes, so imagine Full Metal Alchemist played out over 24 episodes. And it's this group of people, but in a Full Metal Alchemist, they realize the government's evil eventually, right? So in this show, they realize the government's evil. They make a group of assassins. It starts with this kid that's coming from this village, and kind of goes to the city or something to I forget why he goes to the city, but he goes to the city and he gets caught up in this Night Raid group because he ends up getting into trouble himself, and this Night Raid is taking down the bad people he's in trouble with. So then he joins up with them. Yeah?
I don't think I ever finished this.
Well, you gotta finish it, man.
But I do believe I started it. Because, one of the people they were taking down was a crazy pervert guy who was collecting slaves or something like that.
Yeah. And one of the slaves and stuff, if you remember, were his friends from the village. And he was dying in a cage, and he died as soon as he got there. Yeah, they just, it was a rich family. They just kind of wanted to just murder people. And basically, they all have these Covenant arms that were made, a long time ago. They're, these super powerful weapons that all have, strange and super powerful abilities.
Yeah, kind of like Seven Deadly Sins a little bit. In that regard.
A lot darker, I would imagine, than that. This is gonna push you, you know. anything goes in
Probably
this
why I
anime.
never finished it.
Anything goes in this anime. It's a little crazy. A lot of people didn't like it because a lot of people don't understand like what actual war is like, and things happen and people die, and they don't understand the chaos and
Like, people don't understand actual war because they think our country is all pure and good and we didn't do anything bad during World War II.
Right.
We did some horrific acts during World War II that they don't teach you in history class for reasons.
They don't tell us, but I'm sure Japan's like learning. But
yeah.
No. You know, the worst thing we did to the Japanese, it wasn't even the nukes. It was the fire bombs. Like firebomb Tokyo, which that was back when Tokyo was basically completely made of wood. So like,
I mean, that's not even a bad. Like, that's terrible. But I mean, it's like for like, think about what Hitler did to the Jews. Like, right? Yeah, that was absolutely horrific. Yes. Grouping up all the Jews, putting them in camps,
and basically murdering them.
In the United States, we grouped up the Japanese all the way down to the 4th generation or 5th generation Japanese and put them in camps.
Yes.
So we knew where they were, so they couldn't do anything.
But did any of them
because
die?
We didn't trust them.
Did any of them die?
Yes, some of them died.
I think one died. I think
more than one person.
More than one died probably, but I think only one actually died from like us because he was like getting mad and like starting a fight or something.
Well, we locked them up in prisons pretty much, barbed wired fences around them, and then some of them were work camps where they could do work for us to help the cause.
Yeah, I mean that wasn't.
We forced them to sell all of their belongings and move into these camps. So we didn't. They were U.S. citizens. They lived here for years. We forced them all to sell. You don't own any of this stuff anymore. Get rid of it.
Yeah.
You now live in this box.
And they had to sell it dirt cheap. And now this was only on the West Coast though. This is only in like California and stuff.
No, it was all over the United States.
No, we made them move. Like from the West Coast, if they didn't move, they had to stay in camps. Basically, I'm pretty sure because that's where Japan.
They had to move into camps. They didn't get a choice. They didn't get a choice of where they moved. Yeah. We had selective places laid out.
You see, it was just the ones on the West Coast though, because
no, it was everyone every Japanese in the United States. I had to do research on it for my culture class.
I thought it was just
every Japanese down to the 5th generation had to go into camps.
It was just West Coast because like
no, that's what I'm saying. It's really comparable to what Hitler did with the Jews.
At
least the beginning part, his first few steps. After that, we didn't go down all the way down the road. We started down the road though.
Yeah,
it was bad.
But it's
But I mean, that's the harsh reality of war. If you can't trust an entire race, then what do you do?
Yeah. I mean, they were such a strong, like, nationality that we were afraid that any one of them could be a spy because they had such strong belief.
Because we saw the kamikazes, and we're like, if these people would blow themselves up for the cause, then who would stop them from living in our country for a while? Then to betray us for the cause.
Yeah, they were more like honorable people or whatever. So, so we thought they would flip on us, but at least we didn't like start murdering them, I guess. So that's good. Because like they kept getting information from like our West Coast activities and our ships going out, so like we didn't know how the information was getting leaked, so we just started rounding them up.
Round everyone up, and then it's like, well, at least we know where they all are, and they're away from our information.
So yeah, it's a pretty good anime. A lot of crazy stuff happens. A lot of people get mad at it because they're just 12-year-olds. But yeah, it's pretty good. I suggest you watch it. If you don't have a place to watch it, I downloaded it and I can share it or whatever.
Looks like it might be on Hulu.
Alright.
I'll have to see if it's
What do you got for me, bro? What do you got for me?
Looks like it is in dub. Overlord.
Now I said 24 episodes.
You only have to watch the 24 episodes. By then you'll finish.
So, I have to watch Overlord Season 1, basically?
Basically. First season.
Why?
It's
Now
great.
explain it. Explain it to me.
Okay.
Why do I have to watch it? Why is this a must watch?
This is a must watch because it's like imagine like in you if you were a number one player in an MMORPG and you gotta close your eyes, Matt. Yes. You're the strongest player in this world.
All right, I'm
Then
Kirito. I'm Kirito, but I look
you're
like an
you're
ugly.
Kirito,
I look like an
but
ugly
you're a skeleton.
CG skeleton man. All right, continue.
Yes. You got this? Then you find out that they're closing down the servers. It's like Paragon all over again. And you're just like, what? But you love it so much that you stay on to the bitter end. And all of your friends gift you their items because they're like, well, I'm getting off. I'm ending it. We'll just throw him everything. Why not? He's going to stay on to the end anyway. So you stay on all the way. The clock ticks. It goes 11:59, 12, 12:01. But then you're like, wait, I'm still in the game. Why am I still in the game? It should have ended 2 minutes ago.
Traps you in the game.
So then the clock keeps going. You're like, what? Why isn't it over? Then you notice the NPC characters that your people created in the game to help because you had this vast empire start coming to life and talking to you without you talking to them initially to activate commands and voice logs. So they just start talking to you. They start having the personalities that were programmed into them back when you and all of your group made them. So then, yeah, that's pretty much this anime. It's like, what if you take the best player from an MMORPG and put them in a world that takes their game world and infuses it into another world. So it's like not the game, but it is the game. If that makes sense.
That sounds like Log on Horizon or whatever. A little bit.
A
Where the
little bit.
NPCs
It's like a mix
start
of a
to
log.
kill people.
It's like a mix of all the good ones. Like if you like the ones that they say are a comparison to this is Log Horizon, Sword Art Online, No Game No Life, and ReZero.
Yeah. But does he get to look human?
And then the Saga of Tanya the
Do I
Evil.
ever see what he actually looks like though? Or does he just look
Yeah.
like a skeleton guy the whole time?
No, he most of the time skeleton guy. You get like one glimpse of what he actually looks like.
Oh.
But that's about it. Because it's like he can't get out. It's like Sword Art Online in that aspect. Is he doesn't know how to get out.
Can he die? No, because he's
he thinks
overpowered?
he's never died in it, but he has come close. But he doesn't want to chance it because he has no way to test this. Everyone else logged out. He was the last player logged in.
Yeah. How would you
when the
compare
time
this?
ticked over?
How would you compare this on like a rating scale to like SAO?
SAO. Well, if you put SAO at 10, this would. Well, I mean, this is really, really good. I'd say 9.5. It is up there. It is one of my top animes. I would say it's in.
What's the
It's
plot,
in my top
though? Like,
5.
what's he trying to do? Is he just trying to enjoy the world? Like, what's his goal now that he's stuck in this game? He's not trying to get out, is he?
He's trying to figure out. The first steps is he was trying to figure out where he was. Which world is he put in? And he's trying to gather information about the world he's trapped in because it's not exactly the same as the game world he knew and loved and played in. It is different. Things have changed. So he's trying to figure out where he is. Then, how he can get out of the game.
Do they answer any questions? Like, why would I? Like, let's say I watch season 1. Am I just watching it to see him beat up on people or something? Like, why am I watching the show?
It's all about the journey.
It's about the journey.
That's what I got.
Yeah.
This because it's still going. So the end of it is way, way down.
Yeah.
But
There's
the
like a new
thing with
season or
this
something.
world he's in is there are aspects of the game spread out in the world. So it is it's different.
Alright.
It's like it's a really good one. It's a good blend of one of my favorite genres of where you're trapped in the video or you go to another world. It's like being trapped in a video game, going to another world, but keeping all of your stuff. That's the gist of it.
Alright.
And then trying to figure out how you get back.
So an even bigger fan of the game trapped everyone in the game. Or whatever.
No.
Alright, well that's cool. I guess I'll check it out. Alright, so that'll be our homework. You watch Akema got kill or whatever. Akem got kill. And I will watch season 1 of Overlord and we'll see about season 2. But we should both be watching Neon Genesis Evangelion to review in a later episode. We could probably dedicate an entire episode to that because it's like essentially it's the basis for like hero goes to high school and then has to go save the world. Like it's
Full
like
Metal Panic.
it's like the big show that it's after Gundam, but like I believe it came out somewhat in the 80s or early 90s or something. Like I know one of the first movies came out in 1997, so the year you were born. And then yeah, it's just like I've been watching it. I'm like on season 4. Like it's really good quality like for a show so far. Especially since it's an older show. Like it aged pretty well, I think. But it's basically like you'll see a lot of tropes and you'll be like, "Oh, that was from this." And it's like, "No, no, no. That was from this," you know? You'll see a lot of those cliche things that became cliche after they stole it from this, basically. So it's a good show that everyone should watch, and it's better than Cowboy Bebop.
It's a classic.
Yeah, it's a classic. Not Cowboy Bebop. That's not a classic.
Like Full Metal Class.
Yeah, I mean,
It came out a little bit after this one came out.
what did?
But the real question is when did their mangas come out?
When did their
'Cause
manga?
that would be
What are you talking about?
the air date. You said that the first date for that one was 1997. Full Metal Panic came out a few years after that.
No, let me see. Uh first episode came out in 1995 of the TV show.
95. There you go. That's a little.
Yeah. Shinji. It's pretty good. Pretty good show. I like it. When did the manga come out? Or it might have been original. I got you the mangas. First 3 chapters, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, the manga. No, the manga actually came out in the year I was born, 1994. Original run. It ran until 2013. That's crazy.
It's a pretty good life.
Neon Genesis Evangelion. Gotta watch it, man. And I also downloaded the movies because like they redid the series and like newer quality, and basically they made like the first movie's like a recap of the TV show, and then like the second movie's like it goes more, and the like third movie, and then there's like a fourth movie, I think. Like they remade it after that original movie, I think. Yeah. Anyway. I think I got them all. Like I've been hearing about this, and I have to watch it. And then I watched it, and like the first episode kind of hooks you right in, man. It gets you going. So yeah, watch it. All right. Any news? Any last things you want to say? Other than we hate Tokyo Ghoul so far.
Mm.
Oh, I was watching the show. Any other anime you're watching this season?
Yeah, they're anime. I watch a lot of anime.
No,
But
current shows airing.
oh, I've been watching more of the classics lately. So nothing super current other than like that weird 7 minute one.
Oh yeah, that was cool. Yeah, the little weird. It's like a weird spaceship one.
Space Chihuahua.
Yeah, that was a good one. Let me find it on my phone. Boom boom.
They made a junior version of Naruto.
A junior version. What is that?
But it's about Rock Lee.
Rock. Oh, I like it. Rock Lee. Come on, yeah. Yeah, we've been watching. Yeah, Battleship. Taimasu or whatever. Taimasu. I think that's actually a reference to an older show. I think. Tiramisu. Taimatsu. Yeah, I think that's actually a reference to an older show. I'm not sure though. I think there might have been an original. But anyway, yeah, it's just like a funny little short. So far, he's gone in a ship. He's got naked in the ship. He got a dog. That's all that's happened.
Yeah.
And then he got rid of that.
Oh, his cockpit got redecorated.
Yeah, his cockpit got redecorated. So it's just like a funny little gif. I watched the first episodes of SAO Alternative. You know, not that much story so far. Like I watched it subbed, so I didn't really like intently watch it a ton. But it's just like a little light novel spin-off. The girl, like people say, like, oh, it's kind of actually interesting because the girl's not overpowered, but she is overpowered. She literally 1v6, like Marines, Japanese Marines, and then Tokyo Ghoul, of course. Um, Anything else? I need to watch Devil's
Yeah.
Line.
Still waiting for that to come out and dubbed. Keep
Yeah.
watching all this stuff and subbed.
Oh, I watch Kamuru Yi no Yasamasi or whatever. I can't say it. I'm gonna assume it's something to do with I have to marry your daughter. I don't know what the English is of it, but anyway, it's that one about it's about that girl that like her grandpa promised her to this
Like Candy.
ogre or whatever. She has to marry
Oh,
this
the ogre one.
Yeah, yeah. I watched the first episode. It was really
Second
pretty.
episode's out.
Yeah, I know. I need to watch the second one. Oh, it's the first one. Basically, she goes to the spirit world, and he's like, "Yeah, we gotta get married," and she's like, "No, I don't really want to marry you." And he's like, "Well, your grandpa sold you to me, and he's dead now, so we gotta get married." And he's like pretty nice, anyways. It's a really beautiful show.
He offers her a safe, happy life
Yeah,
in this new world.
yeah, which is good.
But she's like, no.
So then she's like,
He's like, well, I'll let you see what the harsh reality is in this world then.
yeah. So she's like, let me work off the debt. And then she tries to find a job, and apparently women aren't allowed to cook in the kitchens in the spirit world. So then, but she finds this other guy that's actually nice to her. He's like the fox spirit. And I think she's gonna start cooking at his restaurant because he like made a restaurant that crashed that didn't work.
He wants her to open a restaurant.
Yeah, we'll see. But the second episode's called like I got a job in the hotel or something. So like, or in housekeeping. So I don't know what that means. I think he might be lying to her. Anyway, yeah. So she's gonna try to work off the debt. It was like I don't know some absurd number, like 1,000,000 yen or something like that. It was like 1,000,000 yen or something. Yeah. Anyway, it should be interesting. I think they're gonna end up together, happy. Oh,
Her and the fox.
that should be it. Unless you got anything else.
Well, I'm still wondering when they're gonna finish dubbing Naruto, but you know.
Naruto. It's already dubbed, man. You gotta go to a different website. They don't think anyone watched past that. It's already dubbed. If you want to watch it, I guess I'll have to download it. But it's very painstaking. Since now, like, every time you do something on Kiss Anime, you have to confirm that you're human. Every time you switch to the next episode.
It's because people were mass downloading
Oh,
it.
Black Clover. I like Black Clover so far. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a really good one.
Yeah, it's an interesting take on the magic genre, and I would rather have swords than magic, anyways.
Especially if the swords hit his
Right.
swords abilities.
But that's the thing. He's kind of like that other show, the show you were talking about, the Sins show, Seven Deadly Sins. Kind of like that, where he just reflects everything. You have a lot of magic, but hey, I have the one counter to magic.
Pretty much.
So
Like your magic is all powerful, that doesn't matter. Mine voids yours.
yeah, even
No
if
matter
you try to
what.
teleport someone, all I have to do is throw my sword and it goes away.
Like, and it doesn't. That's one thing I hate is he had a sword and he didn't throw it when the one dude got teleported.
Yeah, but that
It's
dude's
like it could have saved him from losing an arm.
but that dude's like, yeah, let me at you. I don't care. Are we doing this? Like that guy wanted to go, for some reason.
Until he got
Yeah.
recognized who it was.
All right. Well, next episode we'll review our anime. Make sure to watch Akame got killed, and I will try to watch Overlords, and then. If we have enough time in that episode, we'll go over Neon Genesis Evangelion or not. We'll probably dedicate an entire episode to it. But that's a lot of anime to watch. We'll try to watch it this weekend. Go sleep.
We'll see how that works.
Oh, and
I
then My Hero
finals,
Academia.
so
Yeah, that's pretty good so far. I mean, I only watched one episode. There's another one out. I think I gotta watch it. All right. That should do it from us in the anime podcast. Thoughts from the Void with Austin and Wyoming 118. And we'll see you guys next time.